Is the European sovereign debt crisis really over? Hello and welcome to today's Daily Blitz. We hope you've been enjoying a very Merry Christmas at home and are looking forward to the new year. But in today's video, we'd like to review a slightly grimmer topic, which is the European sovereign debt crisis, and whether or not it is actually over at all, if there's any closure that can be had from it, or whether in fact it's actually going to reignite yet again. Now, Nikolai here made a prediction earlier in the year that now populists had gained control of the European apparatus at the executive level, or it appeared that they could. The next big battle within the EU would be that the technocrats and the ruling elite within the European Commission and the like would be trying to make sure that the bailout powers, the sort of the holy grail of European financial authority, were kept out of reach from the populists. And it seems like that is happening right as we speak. That battle for control of the rules over how bailouts can be actually delivered in preparation for a bailout, one might assume, is really going on right now. Is that correct?
That's right. So the Italians have refused to sign up to the new rules that the European Commission created. They see the rules as being much too stringent, that they basically could cause a crisis by being so stringent. But of course, the Germans have the exact opposite opinion. They see lax rules as encouraging the problematic behavior in the first place. If everybody knows you're going to get a bailout, then why bother behaving in the first place?
Indeed. And is it not because the Italian banks are under an awful lot of stress that they are raising these concerns? Because Germany has pretty bad banks as well, from what I understand.
That's right. So the question is, which government can afford to bail out its banks? That's how the sovereign crisis really got started in the first place, and that's the issue at hand right now. Germany can afford to bail out its banks. Indeed, it did just a few weeks ago with one of them that was, I think, larger than Northern Rock even, but it didn't make any news. Whereas countries like Italy can't afford to bail out their banks, and that's why they're so reliant on the European Stability Mechanism for their bailout funds.
So what do you think is going to happen in this sort of struggle for who gets the bailouts and who doesn't?
The point is that I don't know, and that's why you need to pay attention, because this isn't really mainstream media news yet, and yet it's the next crisis that's brewing based on the decisions that will be made. If there is a conflict within the European Union about the bailout rules, then that's going to create the uncertainty that makes bond yields go back up.
So effectively, what is happening in this grand debate, this grand struggle over the bailout powers, is setting the scene. It's the real landscape for whatever happens next when we finally get a big deflationary scare in the Eurozone, or something even worse. But that sums up today's Daily Blitz. We hope you enjoyed watching it. I will be away in our next Daily Blitz. It will just be Nikolai, I'm afraid. I will be celebrating Hogmanay back in Scotland while you are still in the office. But thank you very much for watching. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.